Minnesota, cold like Minnesota. Need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat.
Welcome to 10 Minutes. I'm Tony Scott. How you doing today, Peter? Adney?
Got a stack of notes right here.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. I'm just going to sit back and relax.
Look at that. We're going to run through all four levels of the girls' youth state tournaments, 15A, 15B, 12A, 12B, Stillwater, Moorhead, Stillwater, Virginia. You ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll.
All right.
Where are we starting?
We're going to start with 15A. We're going to go top to bottom. We're going to go top to bottom.
It's going to be a good level.
In Stillwater, we have some really nice quarterfinal matchups. Hopefully our picks make it through just to hang on to our posterity. Edina Green, the number one team in now rankings. The Hornets have lost twice all season, and they've outscored their opponents 198-31. They're taking on Alexandria, the number 6 team in now rankings, 3-2 in the last 5 games. 9 of 11 losses by 2 goals or less. This could come down to goaltending. Who do you like in game 1?
You know, I'm not going to just immediately dismiss Alexandria and take the lazy route here. Alexandria, I've talked
you
about.
have to immediately do it.
I've talked about these guys a lot in my commentaries each week. Give them credit. Alexandria has played a really tough schedule. They've gone on the road a ton here, come down to the Twin Cities and play in 2 or 3 games every weekend. I think it could pay off. They just got a really bad draw. Edina is the best team in the state for a reason. I'm taking Edina.
I am also taking Edina. Eventually, I think the Hornets just wear out the Cardinals.
Yep.
Game number 2, Minnetonka Black and Woodbury. Tonka Black and Woodbury have faced each other 3 times this season. Do you think that would give you an idea of who might win this game?
No, because it was probably 2-1.
1-1-1. So
Yeah,
each team has won once, and they've tied once. 6 of Tonka's 11 losses have come against the aforementioned Edina Green. Woodbury has won 4 of their last 5 after 4 straight ties. Woodbury, a bit of a streaky team. They've had runs of 6 consecutive wins, 3 consecutive losses, and 4 consecutive ties this season.
I think it's a good team. I think Minnetonka is just way, way too deep this year, especially with a lot of their 8th grade, young guns like Katya Sander and Allie Ryan and those girls. I just think it's just way too deep for them.
Yeah, put a headline for people that are tired of Minnetonka already.
Yeah.
Get used to it. Their 15A team is also exceptional. Our third quarterfinal, Andover taking on Edina White. Andover comes into the state tournament after 9 straight victories with 3 shutouts in that span since back-to-back losses against Alexandria and Forest Lake.
Who? Alexandria. There's that team
those
I'm telling you about.
pesky Cardinals.
They're good.
The Huskies 1-1 against Edina White this season. Edina White, I believe, is the only team in the field that has a negative goal differential.
Yeah.
-2. They've been outscored 107 and 105 this season. Daniela Bisson, that name might ring familiar for some Hornet fans, led the team in scoring with 4 points during regions.
Now, Edina White, this is the team that made it all the way to the finals of the Dangle Fest and lost to Forest Lake, who did not make their way to the state tournament. That was a good team. I like that team. I'm going to take Andover in this one.
I am also going to take Andover in this one.
Would not be surprised if Edina White got to the semifinals.
Just found something in the bottom of the barrel.
Not a bad
right?
team. They were scrappy. I like them. And they had a good goaltender as
Scrappy wins games in March, baby.
Yeah.
All right, last quarterfinal, 15A, Proctor Hermantown taking on Rosemount. Proctor Hermantown has won 5 of their last 6 after going 1-7 from mid-January to early February. Peyton Paulson has been the story so far. She had a hat trick in the region final, a 3-2 overtime win over Alex. Rosemount 21-1-1 in its last 24 games. The lone loss coming in overtime against Woodbury. And Rosemount have a win over everyone in the field except for Proctor Hermantown.
So this is what I was going to point out. Usually in 15As, because I've done the rankings the last 4 years, it's Edina, Minnetonka, and Wayzata.
Yep.
Wayzata not as strong this year. Guess who's taking their spot?
Rosemount.
Let's go 15B now.
All right.
In Moorhead.
15B, and we're going to keep talking about Rosemount. Rosemount Gold taking on Grand Rapids Greenway in the first round. Rosemount Gold has won 18 straight games.
Just going to say one of the hottest teams in the state.
Allowed more than 2 goals in that stretch, just one time, 3-0 in overtime games, so they can win the close ones as well. Grand Rapids Greenway has won 15 of their last 16. They're coming off back-to-back overtime wins over Moorhead and Buffalo with their backs against the wall in the consolation bracket of regions. Tony, who do you like in this one?
You say that Rosemount Gold hasn't allowed a lot of goals this year.
Yep.
I think GRG is a high-powered offense. I think they can get this thing done and knock off the mighty Golders.
So you're telling me you're going to bet against the Irish in March?
Yes, I am.
Shame on you. May St. Patrick cast the snakes out of your mouth.
Okay.
Moving on to the second round, Owatonna and Orono West Tonka. Producer Todd, just let it sit with you for a minute. You'll get it.
All right.
A 2-1 overtime loss to Rosemount Gold in the region championship for Owatonna. They beat Egan, Invergrove Heights, and Centennial Spring Lake Park to get to that point. I believe this is a region where if you make the championship game, you are automatically into the
Correct.
next round as a 2 seed. Orono Mound West Tonka.
Nice. You got this.
It tastes like birdseed. Orono Mound West Tonka had a 5-game win streak snapped in a 7-3 loss to Eden Prairie.
Yep.
They defeated Stillwater 2-1 and defeated White Bear Lake 5-4 in overtime to make their way to the state tournament. Owatonna versus Orono Mound West Tonka.
I'm going Owatonna. I wish I could help you give it a breather there, but I can't.
I'm going Orono Mound West Tonka.
All right, let's move on to Eden Prairie and
Centennial Spring Lake Park.
Park.
There you go. You almost had it. Let's first get rid of this one.
CSLP. All right.
All right. Eden Prairie's won 7 straight.
Yep.
The Eagles waltzed through to the region final, outscoring their opponents 20-6. Centennial Spring Lake Park battled back after a loss to Owatonna with wins over Rochester and Egan, Invergrove Heights in overtime to advance to the state tournament. So 2 very different teams, very different roads to state. Who do you like?
I'm going Eden Prairie in this one. I thought they were one of the best 3 teams in the state, and they will I will have a hard time not picking them to win state at this level.
Very true. It has been said that there are several players on this Eden Prairie team that would not look out of place at the 15A level, but due to numbers, they're playing 15Bs. I like the Eagles' odds in this one.
Okay.
Alexandria and Edina, the Cardinals, 12-3 in their last 15 games. They've won 4 straight after a 3-game losing streak. Catherine Carinta appears to be the star of that team. 4 goals and 6 points during the regionals, including 2 goals and a 3-2 overtime win over Buffalo during the regions.
All right. How about Edina? You got any stuff on those guys?
No, it goes right into 12A.
Okay, got it.
So
All
it's
right.
Alex and Edina.
I'm taking Alex in this one.
Noteless Edina.
Very deep team.
I'm going to take Edina in this one.
Okay. All right.
I
Shocked to
clearly
hear
don't
that.
have anything to say about them, but I'm going to take the Hornets.
All right. We're going out to Stillwater for 12A.
I need that.
You do need that. Good work.
That's got
there.
my first
You
12A
just
game.
love flipping that paper, don't you?
It's like spiking the ball when you're just outside of the end zone.
I know. Andover and Fergus Falls.
Alrighty, 12A.
Do we need
Andover,
notes on
Fergus
this one?
Falls.
Andover's going to win.
Do you want them anyway?
I do, because I want to hear
All right.
about Madison Brimhall.
The Huskies have won 18 of their last 19. The lone loss coming against Champlain Park, Coon Rapids, who they may meet again this weekend. 3 shutouts to capture the region title for the Huskies. A 6-0 win over Grand Rapids, 6-0 over Duluth, and 3-0 over that very same Champlain Park, Coon Rapids team. Fergus Falls, on the other hand, they've won 13 of their last 14. The last loss coming against a team I can't read a long time. Oh, number 1, now ranking Bemidji 5-3. 4 of 8 losses for the Otters this season have been by 2 goals or less. And as you said, they do have Maddie Brimhall, who could give anyone a run for top player in the division.
Yeah, they First Falls made it through the back door of their region over in Alexandria. I like Fergus Falls. I just don't think they're as deep to catch up with Andover. Andover is super deep. I mean, their first years are top-end players. Their second years are top-end players. Julia Gertis was a named Player of the Year finalist, Sue Ring-Jarry Player of the Year finalist earlier this week. This team's tough. Will be tough to beat.
It's also another team that seems to be peaking.
Yes,
at the right time.
Andover's playing well. Yes.
All right, moving on to our second quarter final.
This should be a good one.
Minnetonka and Stillwater. Minnetonka an easy track through regions. They won 8 of their last 9. They defeated Stillwater 3-0 on December 30th. I believe that was part of the Dangle Fest.
Yep.
So a little bit of history on the skipper's side. As for Stillwater, 3 straight victories to avoid elimination, beating Woodbury, Wayzata, and Forest Lake during regions.
They beat Wayzata in the backdoor game to go to state, which is really impressive.
Would you ever have expected to see 2 top 5 teams playing their way through the consolation
it's just
bracket?
the way it works. That's just the way when you get a weighted bracket like that one over Richfield is going to happen. Minnetonka, I saw them play Edina on Sunday in the region final. They look like a tough out. I saw them play side by side with Ossio Maple Grove, who we'll get to next. That's a really good team. Gemma McAlexander was like in that game was up here amongst everybody else. She was just in a league by herself in that game. I look for Minnetonka to be a potential state finalist here.
You take Gemma McAlexander, I'll raise you a Haley Solnitsky.
Okay.
Goaltender from Stillwater.
Absolutely. They have a great team. Audrey Hackler's on that team.
They have a very nice team. They have some really underrated pieces as well.
I agree.
All right, our final quarterfinal from the 12A level, Ossio Maple Grove.
That's the third one.
Ossio Maple Grove taking on Edina. I apologize.
Okay.
OMG 16-0-2 in their last 18 games, outscored their opponents by almost 200 goals this season, 261-64, and defensively 16 shutouts on the season for the Leaf Birds. Edina is 2-0-1 against Ossio Maple Grove. Edina advances to the state tournament after a 3-0 win over Mankato.
Yep.
And 8 of the Hornets' 10 losses have been by 2 goals or less.
I think that Ossio Maple Grove is playing their best hockey, and Edina is still trying to figure some things out, and it's getting late to figure it out here this late in the season. You saw them play on Friday over in Richfield, but it was not against top-flight competition, right?
I would not say that game was
maybe?
It was against Cannon River. It's not indicative of how the Hornets can play. It turned into a bit of hero puck. Let's see how far I can carry it. But when they're clicking and they're playing team hockey, there might not be a better team in the state.
I thought they were great in the Dangle Fest. So I'm going Ossio Maple Grove, so are you, right?
Yep, I am going Ossio Maple Grove. And now here's the game that I'm probably most excited about.
Such a good game.
Boys or girls, no matter the level. Bemidji and Champlain Park Coon Rapids, 2 top 5 now rankings teams. Bemidji lost 1 in their last dozen games. That's what it says. They lost
to Minnetonka. I watched that game. They played in like Sauk Center or Sauk Rapids.
A little halfway.
Maybe. Right. Yeah, they lost to them.
7 shutouts in that span for Bemidji. Lumberjacks get credit for ranking on attempt to play good teams.
For sure.
That's what my note says.
And they also lost to Champlain Park Coon Rapids in the first round of the Dangle Fest.
Both of these teams ended up going like 2-2. During the Dangle Fest.
Yes.
Champlain Park Coon Rapids.
I think Bemidji won out. I think they lost and then won the Constellation.
So 3-1.
They went 3-1. And then Champlain Park Coon Rapids lost to Wayzata over on Rink 6.
The Bluebirds have won
that I remember
14 of their last 16.
I was there watching that game.
And
I'm like, I got to see this. So many good players on both Champlain Park and Wayzata. It was a fun game.
Bluebirds are 2-2 versus the field. Who do you like?
Oh, I want to take Champlain Park Coon Rapids, but I think that Bemidji's way deeper in the situation. So I'm going to take Bemidji.
I'm going to take Champlain Park Coon Rapids.
Yeah, and it's officially out now that June Semling was a Sue Ring Jarvie finalist. So
I, for one, am shocked.
I was floored when that came out.
Floored.
Yeah, so she was named earlier, and there might be another one in this game named later this week, but we're not no spoilers there.
No spoilers. Moving on to 12B, Moose Lake and Crookston, a battle of the northern power issues being played in Virginia. Moose Lake 3 1-goal wins during regions, 3-2 over Hibbing, 2-1 versus Silver Bay, and 3-2 versus Becker Big Lake Princeton. Moose Lake state champions at this level in 2019. As for Crookston, Adley Vignes and Kira Daniels combined for 13 goals during the region tournament, 13 of the team's 15 total goals.
Are you surprised at all that Adley Vignes is lighting up 12B hockey?
No, I am not.
No, I'm not either.
I am not. The Pirates lost in the final to Alex and then blanked.
It's your writing.
I trust that's what makes it so bad. Brainerd Little Falls 2-0 in the backdoor game. So Crookston, Moose Lake, you look like you're going Pirates.
I'm very confident that Crookston will win this game. We had Moose Lake in the Dangle Fest, and they gave it a run, but I think they lost to Minnetonka Blue in the semis or the quarters of Dangle Fest. Semis of that. And Minnetonka Blue did not make it to state, so congratulations to the Rebels on punching their ticket. Here's an interesting matchup. The Marshall...
I'm taking Moose Lake in the first game.
I know, Marshall and Apple Valley Burnsville. Read me some stats on that.
Marshall's won 11 of its last 12, including 10 shutouts, 8 straight. 8 straight shutouts. They had a streak of 8 straight shutouts, 24 periods. Beat Laverne 4-3 in overtime.
This is the key item
region
there.
Championship goaltender Lily Stelter, 52 saves.
I was just going to say, the shots were like
55-13.
55-13. So that's a big upset right there.
And forward Brooklyn Mauch, Mauch, had 8 goals and an assist during regions.
Nice.
So
All
she
right.
is a player to keep an
We're
eye
both
on.
taking Marshall on this one.
We are both taking Marshall.
You can beat Laverne. You can beat anybody in the state.
Apple Valley Burnsville. They lost in the region quarterfinal and then won 4 straight to go through the back
Nice
door.
back door. I like it.
Riley Liren and Carmen Melnica. 11
Nice.
goals
All right.
combined.
Let's move on to Woodbury Laverne.
Woodbury, a balanced team with 6 players that recorded a goal during regions, led by Caitlin Boyer and Lillian Pohl. They combined for 7 goals and 12 points. Predators have not lost since January 29th versus Laverne. They've won 12 straight.
Nice.
Laverne lost to Marshall in overtime in
Yes.
that game we just
And who'd they
mentioned.
beat in the back door? You got
Battled
that?
through the back door, and they beat Minnetonka Blue
That's a good
in
win.
the backdoor final.
Really good win.
4 players with 6 or more points for Laverne during regions. Ellie Van Batavia, Tenley Bear, Riley Kurtz, and Izzy Steensma.
All those names sound very familiar.
I think they
Bear,
all
Van
made the
Batavia.
all-tournament team.
Yeah,
at
and that too.
Dale Fest.
I mean, they have older siblings, is what I'm saying.
They do. I'm taking Laverne.
So am I all day long.
All right.
And then Silver Bay, who had a nice tournament up in Cloquet, and Alex.
Yeah, so Alex has won 8 of its last 10, including a 5-0 win over fellow state participant Crookston. Some crazy games this season, some wild scores for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Claire Buttweiler is their leading scorer through regions with 6 goals and 9 points. As for Silver Bay, they came through the back door, and a gal by the name of Sierra Gates, I believe, is their leading scorer. 7 goals, 9 points, 2 goals in the win over rival Two Harbors.
Two Harbors team was really good.
It was.
I didn't see Silver Bay when I was in Cloquet, but I did see Two Harbors. So if Silver Bay beat Two Harbors, that's a legit team.
I've got Silver Bay in this one.
I got Silver Bay as well.
All right, you want to talk biggest possible upset?
Yeah, well, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to go first. If Fergus Falls at 12A manages to top Andover, that will mark the official arrival of Fergus Falls as a player for the next 5 or 6 years with that group.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good team. I'm going to go Proctor Hermantown over Rose Mountain 15A. That would be jaw dropper, I think.
I'd call it a draw dropper.
All right, so you're traveling. We have 2 of our 4 regionals are held in Moorhead, in Stillwater, and then there's one in Moorhead in Virginia. If you're going to, if you need a place to eat in Stillwater, check out La Carreta.
It's Carreta.
Carreta, sorry. It is down the hill from the St. Croix Rec Center. It is an outstanding little Mexican taquerita.
Steak fajitas at La Carreta are fantastic.
Very good.
If you're in Moorhead for the kids, get Pizza Patrol. It's fantastic. It's soft. It's easy to chew. You fold the slices. If you're an adult, you're going to Rustica for something a little more upscale, or you're going to Harold's on Main to celebrate a win. A lovely little spot, Harold's on Main, nice and dark, very calming after a long day at the arena.
And
don't forget Dwayne's House of Pizza.
There's a little sandwich shop in Virginia, and Todd's going to look it up for us as we're wrapping this thing up.
you
I
sure?
think
We
it's
have
called
60 seconds.
I think it's
You gotta
called
roll.
Keith's Pizza or Keith's Sandwich Shop. It's really good.
Okay.
He'll look that up for us. What's the jersey that we'd never see, but we could see here this weekend that we'd like to see?
Marshall.
I think I want to see Crookston.
You're taking
I've seen a Crookston jersey before.
All right. Longest drive.
Longest drives. I got 2 in the longest drives. So the team that has the longest drive to state would be the 8 hours combined by Crookston. They had a 4 and a 4-hour drive for their drive to state. Laverne, however, has a 6 and 3/4 hour drive from one quarter of the state to basically the other corner of the state. Hats off to Laverne with their 7.75 hours of driving to get to the state tournament. Should be a fun one. Todd still doesn't have my restaurant
And that's
in Virginia.
that's okay.
It's
We're
a
up
sandwich
against-
shop
we're up
right
against
down
the
the
ropes.
street. It's fantastic. You will love Virginia. You will love Moorhead. We'll see you guys in Stillwater. For Peter Odney, I'm Tony Scott. Tuning in. We'll see you guys at the rink.
Call like Minnesota.